Good morning, grade 3. Today we are going to read a unit from Oxford Progressive English book. All of you, please take out your books. Page number 2. Now, in this unit, we will read about the family. What is the name of the unit? Meet the family. Now, as you can see in the picture, there is a family sitting. Father, mother and children. And what are they doing? They are eating something. Wow. So this means that this unit is about a family. Before I will start reading, I want to introduce some important vocabulary words to you. And now let's see what are they. Wow. Family. Now this picture shows a family. Now let's see who is present in the family. Father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, brother, sister. Now, how many family members are there in this family? Father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, brother and sister. Okay, now let's move on to the word's meaning. The first word is supper. What is a supper? Supper is a light meal we eat in the evening. That can be a cup of tea with biscuits, that can be nuggets, that can be crisps, or that can be any light meal we eat in the evening. Breakfast is something we eat in the morning. Dinner we eat at night. But supper is something we eat in the evening. So supper, an evening meal, typically very light and informal. Like examples I have given you. Now, move on to the next word. Colleague. Who is a colleague? For instance, my name is Madiha and I am a teacher. There is another teacher who works with me. Her name is Habiba. So Habiba is my colleague because we both work together. We both are colleagues. Now children, have you understood what is the meaning of colleague? Good. Move on to my favorite word, that is weekend. Weekend is Saturday or Sunday. Weekend is the end of the week or it is a leisure time. Normally it depicts a leisure time, a time to enjoy, a time to relax or a time to prepare for the next week. Okay, now let's move on to the next word. Himalayas. Now what are Himalayas? A mountain range. Now what is a mountain range? It is an area which is full of mountains. Now this mountain range, this is the name of a mountain range rather, which is located in Southern Asia. Now all the words, now you know the meanings of all the words. Number 1, supper, a light meal in the evening. Colleague, a person with whom one works in a profession. Weekend, Saturday or Sunday, end of the week, a leisure time. Himalayas, a mountain range. Now let's start reading the unit. Read the story and answer the questions. Now you all are required to read it very carefully because we have to answer questions in the end. Where are Mr. and Mrs. Berkey going next weekend? Let's see. It's supper time at the Berkeys' house in Karachi. Mr. Berkey is an engineer. Now who is an engineer? A person who constructs or builds something. Mrs. Berkey is an artist. She paints some things. She paints paintings or she paints pictures as well. Saira. Now what is Saira saying? Are you going to take us to the seaside next weekend? Now she's asking something. It's a question. This means Saira is asking something. Now again read the question. Are you going to take us to the seaside next weekend? Mr. Burki. Now what is Mr. Burki saying? No, I cannot. I'm going to Nepal. Now what is a Nepal? Nepal is the name of a country. Nepal is the name of a country in Asia. I'm going to build a bridge in the Himalayas there. Now what is Mr. Burki going to do? He's going to Nepal to build a bridge. Okay, I'm sure you know what is a bridge. Yes, it is a place which is normally built to join two areas. Saira, are you going alone? Mr. Burki, no, I'm going with a colleague from work. Mrs. Burki, the three of you are going to stay with Grandma and Grandpa for 2 nights. What is Mrs. Burki saying now? The three of you are going to stay with Grandma and Grandpa for 2 nights. Imran, why? What are you going to do? Now Imran is asking to the mother that why are they going to stay with the grandparents? What is she doing? Now mother is replying, Mrs. Burki, I'm going to paint a family picture for a friend who has got 3 children. It will take up the whole weekend. Now what is Mrs. Burki doing for the whole weekend? She's going to paint a picture, family picture for a friend who's got 3 children. Nadia, can't you come home in the evening? Can't you come home in the evenings? Now what is Nadia saying? Can't you come home in the evenings? Mrs. Burki, no, they live right on the other side of the city, so I'm going to stay with them. So Mrs. Burki is not coming. Why is she not coming? Because the friend is living on the other side of the city. Now children, you have read the whole unit. Now we have to start the exercise. Now I hope all of you are ready with your pencils in your hand. Good. I'm going to speak information related to the families, the 2 families, and you have to write appropriate ages in front of Maryam, Fahad, Saira, Imran and Nadia. Is it clear, children? You have to listen to the information carefully and you have to write ages of Maryam, Fahad, Saira, Imran and Nadia. Okay. Now listen. Grandpa and Grandma are talking about their grandchildren. Grandpa, are the children going to arrive on Saturday? Grandma, no, they are going to come here on Friday. Grandpa, I can never remember their ages. Saira and Imran are 7, aren't they? Grandma, no, they are 8 now. Grandpa, so Nadia is 6, is that right? That's right, Grandma replied. Grandpa, and she is going to be 7 in November. Grandma, well done. Grandpa, now Fahad is the same age as Saira and Imran. Grandma, that's right. They all are 8. Grandpa, and Maryam is 9, I think. Grandma, no, she had her birthday last month, her 10th birthday. Grandpa, it's no good. I remember their ages, then they have another birthday and I have to remember their new ages as well. That's it. I hope, children, all of you have written the answers. Great. Now check your answers. I will be telling you the answers in a while. Before we'll switch on to the answers of question number 3, I want you to get information related to question number 4. You have to tell your class fellows about your brothers and sisters and their ages. If possible, I want you all to record a video of 30 seconds or a voice note in which you have to tell your class fellows about your brothers and sisters and their ages. Is it fine? Have you got it? Lovely. Now, are you ready for the answers? Here you go. Okay, now Maryam is 10 years old, Fahad is 8 years old, Saira and Imran again 8 years old, and Nadia is 6 years old. I hope all of you have written the correct answers. Good. Keep it up. Now let's start with the lesson number 2. I hope all of you have done lesson number 1 and the concept and everything is clear to you. Good. Let's move on to lesson number 2.